Muito bom dia, boa tarde ou boa noite, conforme a altura do dia que me estejam a ver. O meu nome é Susana Pinto e hoje trago-vos aqui uma pessoa espetacular, uma pessoa que eu achei que vocês tinham que conhecer, uma pessoa que é uma das grandes responsáveis pelos resultados que eu tenho tido desde que me lancei online. E eu vou já chamá-la, ela é a Amy, eu vou já chamá-la, mas antes disso, para quem não me conhece e é a primeira vez que está a ver este vídeo, o meu nome é Susana Pinto, eu trabalho na área das novas tecnologias desde 2003 e desde 2010 que me lancei na formação e descobri que tinha uma paixão enorme por dar formação. Há coisa de um ano e pouco eu lancei-me no online e descobri que podia ajudar muitas pessoas a ultrapassarem as dificuldades e os obstáculos que têm com a nova tecnologia, com as novas tecnologias. Não foi um percurso que eu fiz sozinha, de todo. Eu sou daquelas pessoas que nós vamos fazer um percurso acompanhados por quem já fez, por quem já foi lá à frente, por quem já viu como é que se faz e por quem nos pode ensinar a fazer melhor. Então, a Amy foi uma dessas pessoas. Eu conheci a Amy o ano passado, em setembro. Entrei para o programa dela, fiquei completamente rendida à pessoa que ela é. Ela não percebe o português, estou a falar, mas ela não está a perceber. E ela é uma pessoa completamente humilde, super simpática, que é uma das coisas que eu aprecio numa pessoa, e ela ajudou-me a lançar o meu curso em 3 meses. Portanto, eu entrei para o programa dela e eu em 3 meses lancei o meu programa, a minha primeira turma, e posso dizer que passado 8 meses estou a caminho da terceira. Então, como ela está a promover o seu programa e está a fazer uma série de eventos e de lives durante o mês de agosto, eu decidi e consegui ter o privilégio de tê-la aqui para falar um pouco sobre ela e vamos falar como é que nós podemos transformar o nosso conhecimento e a nossa experiência num curso online. É isso que nós vamos falar agora, mas primeiro eu vou chamar a Amy, vou agora passar para inglês, vou tentar falar inglês. Now I'm going to introduce you to all yourselves. Amy Porterfield, she's one of my mentors, and she really helped me. Like I said before, I was introducing myself, and I was telling that you are such a very nice and humble person.
Aww.
And you really helped me. And in 3 months, I launched my first course, and I'm going to my third course, my third class. I'm really, really excited. And because now you are giving so much value to persons, I wanted to bring you to Portugal, to our very tiny country, which is really attached to Spain. It's not Spain. Some people thought we are in Spain. We're not in Spain. We are a little bit aside, a very small country, but with a very good heart people. And I think they should know you. So Amy, do you want to introduce yourself?
Well, thank you so much for having me. I feel very honored to be here and very excited to talk about digital courses. So when I introduce myself, I usually say that I am an ex-corporate girl. I used to work for Tony Robbins for about 7 years before I left my corporate job and became an entrepreneur. But I never really thought that I would be an entrepreneur. I thought I would be in a 9-to-5 job my whole life. I like security and regular paychecks, but I had a desire for more freedom. I wanted to work when I wanted to work, how I wanted to work, where I wanted to work. And so I decided to go out on my own and start my own business. So 13 years later, I'm best known for helping people build businesses online by taking their expertise and turning that expertise and knowledge into a digital course that they can launch over and over again. So that's what I do in my own business.
It's huge, Amy. I had the privilege, a friend of mine, she said last September, you've got to meet Amy. You are starting to launch your courses, you are going to launch a course, so you have to meet her. And as soon as I did, oh my God, I said, that's her. I need to learn with her. I need to know what she knows. I need to do what she does.
Well, you've been a wonderful student for the record.
Thank
It's
you.
been a pleasure to work with you.
Thank you. And so now I want you to, everybody in Portugal, as maximum persons I can, they have to meet you because you are really great. And I take this time to thank you for everything that you do, for your time, for teaching us in such a beautiful and right way. So that's you. So thank you.
Thank you.
So I would like for you, the next questions, we have to convince people that everybody can launch a course, right?
Yes, yes.
Some people, they what do you think, before we get to the people, what is the right mindset you think that the person should have to launch a course?
Ooh, I love this question. So, the mindset that you need to have in order to launch a successful digital course is the idea that you are worthy to put your knowledge and your skill set out into the world. A lot of the times, what happens is someone will think about wanting to create a course because it creates more freedom and more financial opportunity in their life. But they think, wait a second, who am I to create a digital course? I don't know enough, or I need to have more training or more certification or more time. And what will people think if I try to put something out there online? They're going to think that I don't know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of insecurities that come up with digital courses. And what you need to believe is you are worthy of doing this. And think, well, if I don't do this, if I feel like my ideas aren't good enough to put out into the world, then I can guarantee you somebody else is going to take that idea. They're going to feel that they're worthy enough. They're going to put it out into the world and they're going to make it work. And you could have done that from the get-go. So it's the mindset that I am worthy, I am good enough, I am have the ability to experiment and try this and see how it goes. And then you start to move into action. And when you take action, you'll get more clarity around the next action you should take. So it's this idea that you are worthy and you deserve success.
Yeah. So if we know something, it's not our job. What's
duty? It's your responsibility.
Yeah. To teach to other people, because we might get people that need us and people who don't need it. That's fine. We focus on one that need us, and we don't have to know all the way till the end, right? We just have
let's talk about that.
Yeah.
You just need a 10% edge. So when my students come to me and they say, I can't create a digital course like that, I don't have enough information to put into a digital course, I always say you absolutely do. So I want everybody listening right now to know you absolutely have a digital course in you. And here's how I know. You just need a 10% edge, which means you've gotten results for yourself or for somebody else, a family member, a friend, a partner, a coworker, a customer, or a client. So you've gotten results for yourself or for somebody else, and now you're willing to show others how you got those results with the roadmap. Do this first, do this next, and they can be results in all walks of life, from your personal life to your business world. So let me give you an example. Let's pretend that you have a really good friend who usually is out of shape. Your friend likes to sit on the couch, maybe sip a little wine and watch Netflix, and that's her idea of a good time. But she decided she wants to get into shape. So she said, I'm going to run a marathon in 6 months. And you look at your friend and think, no, you're not. But she does. She starts to train. She buys the right tennis shoes. She has a workout plan. She has a fitness plan or a meal plan. She's got it all dialed in. And in 6 months, she goes from being totally unhealthy to running her very first marathon. And she does it. And you go to her and you think, oh my gosh, how did you do that? That is incredible. I want to do that now. I'm inspired. Show me everything you know. So she starts to tell you her meal plan and her fitness plan and the tennis shoes she bought. And you are just writing it all down and you're taking it all in. At no time do you say, wait a second, how many years of certification do you have to teach me the tennis shoe technology of what I should wear? Or are you a nutritionist? No, she got the results that you want. You love learning from her. She's your friend. You relate to her. So you want her to tell you all the things because she had the results you want. That's your digital course, showing someone something that they don't know how to do, but you do. And it can be big or small, it could be life-changing or just a little thing that they want to know, but you absolutely have a course in you.
So how does a person start? Okay, let's imagine that I didn't lose any weight, I don't know anything. I just work in like a coffee shop from 9 until 6, but I really know that I could do more. I maybe if I can have an extra income every month. So yes. I really want to go for this because I see Susanna doing, and if she can do it, I can do it. But where do I start?
So where do you start?
Where do we start?
The first place you start is you get really clear on why you want it. So, do you want to make more money? Do you want more freedom? Do you want to eventually quit your 9 to 5 job and have your online business your full-time thing? Get clear about what you want. For me, I wanted to work where I wanted to work, how I wanted to work, when I wanted to work. I did not want a boss anymore. As wonderful as it was to work for Tony Robbins, I still didn't want a boss anymore. And so that was my why. It's really important to get clear on why you want it so that if it gets a little bit difficult, which sometimes it does, you always come back to, yeah, but I want it bad enough. And this is why I want it. So you get back up and keep moving forward. That's the first place you start.
Right.
The second place you start is you start to think about, well, what could I teach? Because once you come up with a course topic, it's off to the races. You are moving forward. So you think, what could I teach? And that's where you start to think about where you've gotten results in your personal life or your business life. And so what do you know that other people don't know? And don't take for granted that just because it's easy for you means that it's easy for other people. Like you know Excel like the back of your hand. Like you know everything there is to know about Excel. I am terrible at Excel, for the record. My team laughs at me because it doesn't come natural to me. So if I really had to sit down and maneuver through Excel, you would be my first digital course that I'm like, that's where I'm going. And so just because it comes easy to you doesn't mean it's easy to everybody else. So that's where you actually start. Another thing is that when I worked for Tony Robbins, one of the lessons he taught me was never start from scratch without a model, meaning model somebody who's gone before you. So find somebody, if you want to create a digital course, find somebody who's gone before you. And if they're willing to teach you everything they know, that's your mentor. Whether it be me or somebody else, don't try to stumble through this and hunt and peck all over the web, because if you can get results quickly, you can start making money quickly. So find a guide that will walk you through it. That's actually a perfect place to start.
Yeah, you find someone that already did the path,
Yes.
gotten results,
Yes.
wants to teach you, so you copy, you model that person.
You model that person.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's how I got into your program, because I felt a connection with you, and then it made so sense what you explained me. And I remember your first module, the sneak peek, that you got me through the sneak peek. The sneak peek.
Love that.
I made so much progress in just those 7 lessons. I think it was 7 lessons. I said, oh my God, I have my course here. I just knew I wanted to teach Excel. Okay, but where do I start? Do I start here? Do I start there? And you teach us how to go step by step. So even if you don't have, which I did not have a clear idea what I wanted to do. I just knew it was Excel. And step by step, when you know the why, so I knew my why. I had the person, I had the path, so I just went for it. And that's what I say to people when sometimes they come up to me, oh, I don't have your skills in technology, or it's so easy for you. And I say, no, now you have to start step by step and you'll get there. Just find the right person and stick with it. That's what I say.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
Yeah. So, but there's some, and I had some moments, there's some moments that takes you out of our comfort zone. Totally. I tell you my 3 moments. My 3 moments during my path was my first video. It was awful. I said, oh my God. And then my first live. And then in my first live, I was already with you, and I knew I had to make lives so I would grow my audience, so people would know me. Right. And my first webinar killed me.
They're tough. Yeah, you're first of all of it. Just like anything that's worth it in life, the first time you do all of this, it's going to feel really, really awkward.
Really bad. But then once I did it, as soon as I pressed the stop button, I felt so good. I didn't feel the second or the third or the fourth. It was like I was born to do this. I was so good after that. But that's really there's some things that if you're not used to do, it gets you out of your comfort zone. So what do you say to people that, okay, so I'm going to create a course. I know what it is, but then do I have to make lives? I don't have I don't want to make lives. I don't want to make videos. So what do you say to those persons?
Okay. So if somebody wants to create a digital course and they think, oh, I don't want to have to do all those things too. I'm assuming you mean to promote the course, right? Like social media and all of that. And what I'll say is that there's no magic bullet in terms of how to grow an audience. It doesn't happen overnight. So you do need a way to grow an audience so that people will buy from you. But the beautiful thing is you do not need a huge audience. And so one of my students, he was a photographer, his name's Rob Green, and he wanted to create a digital course about flash photography. So just one topic, and he was going to go deep into that one topic. And so he had 100 people on his email list and then a couple thousand on social media throughout all the different social media platforms. And he made $12,000 with his first digital course. And the reason I share that is because he did not have a big audience, but he had an engaged audience. They liked to hear from him. They trusted him. There was that know, like, and trust factor. So do you need to use social media? Yeah, probably. Most of my students who have success with digital courses, they post on social media. And listen, I'm going to be the first one to say, I don't love social media. Like if social media was not a thing, but I could still build this thriving business that I have today, I'd say sign me up. I can't wait because social media, it's a lot of work, right? The live videos, the posts, all that kind of stuff. But it's worth it because it allows you to get something out into the world to make more money and make an impact. So yes, you do need social media. Can you do it on your terms in a way that feels good for you? Absolutely.
Yeah, and it should be like that. It's a process. It's a process.
Yes.
But yes, it should be like that. And in your time, I felt ready when I did all these three, even though I was scared, I felt ready. Okay, I'm going to do this. And then
love that.
I did, okay, that's it. That's done. No problem at all. And I looked back and I said, oh, what was I afraid of? Alive? Why? So it's normal, right? It's quite normal. So what if I'm just putting everything that goes by through people's heads when they want to start to creating a course. And another thing that goes through our minds is, what if someone knows more than me? Did you ever got someone in your courses or in your lives that show up and you said, oh, we have to do like this? No, it's not like that. I know it's like this. Did you ever have that in your
Absolutely.
experience?
I always say that there are no original ideas. Everything you want to do will likely be done before. Let's say that you are a really good baker and you make beautiful cakes and you want to start making wedding cakes. Well, that's been done before. Obviously, many people are making wedding cakes, but maybe you think, well, I want to create a course on how to make your own wedding cake. Well, it's probably already been done before. That does not matter. What matters is that you're willing to put yourself out there. Nobody makes those wedding cakes like you make them. Nobody has the stories and experiences and backgrounds quite like you have. And there are going to be people that want to learn from you because they like you, they trust you, they gravitate toward you, they like your teaching style. When I first came on the scene 13 years ago, I was a social media manager. Everybody and their mother was a social media manager when I came on the scene. It was like the Wild West, and social media was really brand new in many ways. And so because of that, because social media was so brand new, everybody was saying that they were an expert in it. And so I became an expert in social media when everybody else was doing the same thing. But the difference between me and everybody else is that I was unique in myself. I did it the way I wanted to do it. I started to attract an audience that liked to learn from me. And I was having success as well as other people in my industry doing the exact same thing. There is room for you. There are over almost 8 billion people on this planet. Yes. So there's absolutely an audience waiting to learn from you if you're willing to put yourself out there.
Yeah, it's not about what you teach. It's also about who you are.
Yes,
my
absolutely.
Like me, and then they like my classes, my teaching style.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it was with you. First I liked you, then I liked your course. That's it. I think it has to be like that. So how do you leave Tony Robbins, which is awesome? Oh, I have a book from him here.
Ah, so cool.
read it yet. It's too
Oh my
big.
goodness, love this. That's a big one. Oh
That's
my
a big
goodness.
one. Yeah. How do you stop working for Tony Robbins, stop being social network
Yep, social media manager.
yeah, and start helping people launching their courses? What was the moment? Why?
Well, I actually love that you asked this question because this could help a lot of people who aren't really sure what direction they want to go. So I knew that I wanted to leave my 9 to 5 job and be my own boss. So that was very clear for me. I didn't know how to create digital courses in the beginning, but I knew social media. That was one thing that I had done in corporate. So I thought, well, I'm just going to take what I know and start a business there. So I started to do social media for small businesses. So I had clients, and for about 2 years, I had a bunch of clients that I did their social media, and I hated it. I didn't like working one on one with people. I didn't like to be on the hook doing their social media. So essentially, I created a business I didn't really love. But instead of saying, I'm a failure, I'm not cut out to be an entrepreneur, which might have entered my mind a few times, I thought, no, I'm going to figure this out. So I decided I'm going to create digital courses because I like to teach. I like to lay out things and teach in different ways based on my expertise. And I also don't necessarily love working one on one with people. And so, because it's just not right for my personality. So I thought digital courses could be where it's at, and they'll give me more freedom because when you work one on one with someone, you're on the hook. You've got to be somewhere at a certain time and be present with someone. Creating a digital course, you can do it on your own time. So I decided I was going to start creating digital courses. In the first digital course I created, I made a whopping $267. And I thought I'd make like $100,000 because it felt like everyone else was making tons of money with their digital courses, which isn't true, but social media is deceiving. And so I was devastated, and I thought, holy cow, I may have to go grovel back for my job because this is not working. But again, I went back to my why. I don't want a boss. I want to call the shots. So I thought, let's figure this out. So I went back and figured out how to create a digital course successfully. And I launched another course. I did a little bit better, launched again, did a lot better. And finally, I was teaching people how to do online marketing through my digital courses. But that's when the question started coming up. How are you doing this? Like, how do you create a digital course? And I sell my digital courses with webinars. How do you do these webinars? And you get so many customers to buy your stuff. Teach us how you're doing that. And that's when I realized I got asked enough times that people wanted that from me. So slowly I transitioned into teaching people how to create digital courses. So I have a course where I teach people how to create courses. We call that meta. It's very meta. But the thing is, it didn't happen overnight. I had to take action. And my action then led to people telling me what they liked and what they didn't like. And then I started going in that direction. It took some time. I would have never got to where I am today with a multi-million-dollar business if I didn't at least start somewhere. And where I started wasn't actually very lucrative. I had to stumble through, but I got to where I am today. You have to get started in order to get to where you want to go. And there's a lot of people listening that are scared or stuck or doing things in a 9 to 5 job they don't love. Let's get started, my friend, because your future is waiting.
And you failed twice.
Yes.
So
I probably failed more than twice, but at least 2 big times.
Moments, right? So
Yes.
when you had your first business alone and then you transitioned to the online courses.
Yep.
When we fail and we have a big why, if you come back to the why, and once you go back again, it's stronger, it's more focused, and then you know what you cannot do again, and you twist some things. My first launch was not the same as my second, and my third will not be the same as my second. I don't know, because I'm twisting things. I know what worked, I know what didn't work, and we move on. People are afraid to fail. People are afraid of the family. Oh, I said, why did you do that? Didn't I say you were not going to thrive? Some people, sometimes we don't do things because we are afraid of who's ever around us tells us you failed, and we don't want to experience that, don't you think? I think sometimes a lot of the people that don't go forward, it's because they are afraid of the people around. and say, you failed. And we have to cover our ears and say, okay, I failed, but I'm going to keep trying and I'm going to do it. And that's it. And that's you. I think that's
Absolutely.
you are
Yes.
the living experience of that. So
Absolutely.
what were the main obstacles you faced when you start doing these online courses, helping people?
For me, one of the obstacles I faced is that I was very nervous about failing. I was worried what everyone else was going to think. And it took my husband finally kind of pull me aside and he said, babe, you're so scared about what everyone's going to think of you if you put out a course and what if it doesn't work and all this stuff. And he says, they're not thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. Like all of us are very selfish in the sense of we're thinking about ourselves. So we think that everyone's watching and paying attention and judging us. They're not. And if they are, who cares? Because they're not paying the bills. So we really have to stop worrying about what other people will think. And also, all of us have failed along the way. We've all crashed and burned in different areas. That is not a determining factor if this is going to work out. It's life to fail. So just because other things haven't worked out doesn't mean you can't figure this out. That was another obstacle I needed to remind myself. Like just because other stuff didn't work out doesn't mean I can't make this work. Another thing is that the technology scared me in the beginning. I'm not a really techie kind of person. So figuring out how to create funnels and email marketing and webinars and all that stuff with the software that comes with it, I was very nervous about that. But you have to remember, we don't learn this stuff in school. Everyone starts from zero in learning all of this. If you can give yourself some grace and say, look, I'm going to figure this out. I've figured out hard things before. Just let me give myself the time to do this. You will absolutely be able to figure it out. So I'm glad I didn't let the technology slow me down because it was something I was very nervous about.
Did you have a mentor at the time or did you start it completely alone? What was your beginning?
Great question. I've always had mentors. Either they're mentors that don't know they're my mentor. I'm not paying them. I'm just watching them online. Or mentors that I've invested in their digital courses. So I continue 13 years in to invest in digital courses. And I love to pay people that have gone before me and they either have a business or a product or the lifestyle that I would like to have. So I'm always paying attention to, oh, I like her teaching style or I like her communication style. And if she has something that's willing to teach me how she did it, she could take my money all day long. I've invested in myself even before I left my corporate job. So when I still work for Tony Robbins, right before I left, maybe 6 months before, I bought 2 digital courses. They were each $1,000. One was on video marketing, one was on social media. And I knew I had to teach myself what I didn't know. And so I'm a big fan of finding people that I can follow and they can teach me what they know.
Yeah. We have to find that person, like we said before, find that person. We are going to fail. That's part of the process. That's okay. Yeah. You find that person that did the path and you go with it. It's easier, it's faster and less painful, I would assume. And it's very important if we keep investing in ourselves. People stop studying once they leave school, right? And if they keep investing in themselves, how to communicate, how to go online, do a digital marketing course, whatever that helps them move forward, they will success. If you don't invest in yourself, you will not success. That's what I believe.
Absolutely.
So, what was your first sale? Do you remember the moment that you heard bling or the email?
I do. I remember it very vividly. And it was my first sale of a digital course was a program about social media. That was my first digital course about social media. And I remember a total stranger bought my course. I didn't know who they were. And I thought that was wild to think someone in this world that I do not even know literally spent money with me. Now, I think they were probably following me on social media, probably on my email list, but I didn't know them personally. And that blew my mind. The first sale you make online is exhilarating. And I believe if you can make $1,000 online, you can make $10,000 online. If you can figure out how to make $10,000 online, you can figure out how to make $100,000 online. That first dollar matters. And that's why you've got to push yourself just to get going.
I totally agree with you. I remember my first sale, I was screaming, and my husband was like, "Oh my God, it works. Yeah, it works."
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so exciting. It really is.
It is. So last question for you. What message do you want to send people that want to start to creating courses? What is your message from your heart?
So if I think about somebody who they're listening right now and maybe they've never even thought about a digital course, but they're listening to our conversation and they're thinking, well, if these two ladies can do it, maybe I can do it as well. What I want you to hear is that you absolutely already have a course in you. And I would love to explore that with you because I can help you to figure out what kind of digital course you should create. What should your topic be? And when you make those two decisions, the type of course, we didn't get into it today, but there are 3 types of courses that I teach my students. And if you figure out the type of course and the topic of your course, you're going to feel some momentum. Like, I want to do this. I'm excited. So the thing is, I want you all to hear that this is absolutely doable for you. I have hundreds and hundreds of students who started out right where you are thinking, could I really do this? Do I really have enough information to put into a course? Would this really work for me? And they had all the insecurities you have. But what they did that really moved the needle for them is they said, I'm going to give it a try. What do I have to lose? I'm going to give it a try, because your whole life and your business could change if you had a lucrative, thriving digital course that you can launch over and over again. All you have to do is make the decision that you'll at least explore it. And I know that you know this, but I have a boot camp that's coming out. It's called Course Confident. And it's a boot camp where I am live online in the boot camp, and I am teaching for 5 days. And I'm teaching people who are exploring the idea of maybe starting a digital course. And we're going to go through some exercises and some decisions you need to make to help you decide, am I ready to create a course? And if so, what type, what topic, how much am I going to charge, and how to grow my audience? These are things I'm teaching in my boot camp. It's $47, the cheapest thing I've ever offered. So $47 US. And it's starting very soon. So if you're thinking about creating a digital course, get into the boot camp. It's a once a year thing that I offer.
I will leave the link here beneath this video. So
great.
This is the, guys, who is listening to me, this is the start. This is someone that helps you take the first step. So you don't have to do this alone. You have someone here totally qualified to help you. I can say that. I launched my first course in 3 months. I made 2,000 euros on my first course. So I made better than you.
So fantastic.
But because I had you, I know if you had yourself at the time, you would do much better. So I had the right person to help me. That was Amy. And she, on this bootcamp, she's going to help you to start. So you don't have to think all of through for you alone. Oh my God, what do I do? Where do I start? She's going to help you on that 5 days, right? 5, 4?
Yes,
sorry.
5 days live training.
Yeah, so I'll leave here the link. So you have to take this opportunity. It's gold, okay? So now to finish, I have a surprise for you. Yes, you have a surprise. You are going to say goodbye in Portuguese.
Oh, okay, great. How do I do it?
It's you to say goodbye to all of the Portuguese people that are listening to us in Portuguese. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so you are going to say Ateh Jáh
Ateh Jáh.
Great. Ateh Jáh Portugal.
Portugal.
So just say
Ateh Jáh Portugal.
Ateh Jáh Portugal.
Ateh Jáh Portugal.
Brilliant.
I'm not very good at this, but I got to give it a shot because I have never been on a podcast where everyone speaks Portuguese. So I'm so very honored.
Yeah. So no, don't celebrate yet. One more word in Portuguese.
Okay.
Ohbrigadah.
Say it again.
Ohbrigadah.
Ohbrigadah.
That's thank you.
Ohbrigadah.
So what you just say is, see you soon, Portugal. Thank you. So
I love that.
Now you say all together. I'm going to repeat again, and then you just say and we're finished. Ateh Jáh Portugale. Ohbrigadah.
Ateh Jáh Portugale. What's the last part?
Ohbrigadah.
Ohbrigadah.
Beautiful.
Oh, well, that is so very nice. Thank you for teaching me that. What a beautiful language. And I really love your success and seeing what you do. You're a very, very hard committed worker. You show up in my classes. You do all the things that I hope my students will do. So thank you so much for being a part of my community.
Thank you, Amy, for existing. That's it.
Yeah.
I can be more grateful to you as I am. So I'm going to be with you all my life. So
I cannot wait. I'm so very honored.
So I hope that people that are listening to us take me as an example of success. I have a long way to go yet, but I know I'm going to get there. And Amy is one of the persons that I totally say, you have to be with Amy. So thank you so much. Thank you, Amy, for being here. Thank you for talking to Portugal. You must come to Portugal in your holidays once when you can. It's a beautiful,
I love that.
Beautiful people.
Well, thank you so very much. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.